On this week's World of Saltwater Fishing, we're heading back to the fabulous Florida Keys. I'm with good friend Carl Grassi, and we're going to Marathon to chase blackfin tuna on the hump.
Look at that. Look at that hook's right where it need to be. Isn't that amazing?
I'm telling you, fast drift. You just got to dial in with the baits. Oh, he's on. Look at the shark. Get down there. Rob, look, he's in the
Told you somebody's messing with him. He's messing with him.
Get him. Oh.
And Dolphin offshore. It's going to be one exciting episode.
Still got the fish around us?
Oh, there's about 40.
Oh, well, I got to come on this side for the party then.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing, celebrating 21 years of fishing television excellence. Big fish don't stand a chance.
Here we go. September, I'm with good friend Carl Grassi to target two key offshore species, which we love to do. That's chasing late season dolphin, again mid-September, and also blackfin tuna on the humps, which really start to get better and more abundant during this time frame.
Marathon being one of my favorite places to fish, I come down here for at least 3 or 4 weeks a year. I like to fish offshore mostly, whether it be in 200 feet of water for bottom fishing or 1,200 feet of water for sword fishing or tuna fishing, whatever it may be.
So we were pretty much set to go with our game plan. We took off, we had a stiff wind around 15 knots blowing out of the east-southeast, and we decided as we were working our way to the hump, just to pay attention to what we might find in the way of weeds, boards, birds, anything along those lines that would lead us to dolphin.
George and I had discussed what we were going to fish for, and one of the main things we came here to do was catch tuna. So our game was to go to the hump. The hump's a good 28 miles offshore. But the neat thing about going to the hump is that you have all the water between the hump and you when you're leaving the marina. So when we get in the boat, the first thing we do is make sure everything's functioning properly. We start honking out there, and sure enough, you can find fish from 200 feet of water all the way to 1,000 feet of water when you get to the hump.
So we had the SIMRAD radar on, bird mode. We have it dialed in, and I'm driving a boat. Carl's watching the radar. He's watching off the starboard side of the boat to see if he can visually see anything in the form of weeds or debris. I'm doing the same exact thing off the port side of the boat. So between the radar and 2 sets of eyes, if anything was in that vicinity, we were geared to find it. On the radar, we marked what turned out to be 2 birds.
Instead of setting up our full spread, we put 2 tester lines out, one on each side, port starboard, to make sure that there's something there. As soon as we start trolling through it, I'm watching the rods, George driving the boat around the birds. I look back, I see the dolphin charging through the water. Boom, I'm on. George puts it on autopilot, comes back, starts to work the other rod, and the other rod goes off, he's on.
Woo!
Yeah. Nice schoolies.
Right when you eat a sandwich. But... All right, I'm going to put this one in the gear, bring us down to autopilot. Let's have fun, Carl.
Let's do it.
And sure enough, here come the dolphin charging into the baits. Carl's bait got slammed. There were about 2 other fish back there. We're both hooked up. The SIMRAD radar gave up the birds and put us on our first 2 fish.
There's 2 working birds, and these fish are pushing up into the sea.
Yeah.
You had to get up ahead, up-sea of them.
I noticed the birds turn, and when they turned, boom, there they were.
Okay.
You're close, George, aren't
I'm
you?
close. I'm seeing if any ones coming up with me here.
I got some weed on the head of mine, but nicer fish.
All right, now I'm going to hold.
You want to flip them, or you want to do?
I don't know if I'm taking the gamble flipping them.
All right, I'm on your side here.
Okay, here's mine here.
That's
Okay,
it.
I'm going to flip them then.
Go ahead.
Oh, you might need a gap on yours, though. You ain't coming in, and there's mine. I'm getting too old for that.
I reel mine in, nice size dolphin, probably about a 10-pounder. George catches his, nice size schoolie. We got fish in the boat.
2 nice cows here, look at that. I seen both of these charge through. She came through first, and then this one came through second.
Yeah.
Nice fish. And that was a pretty big school of fish. It looked like there was about, looked like there was 4 or 5 of them in that school.
And that bird, there are 2 of them just sitting right over there still. So let's put these on the ice.
All right, let's get them in a box.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly being brought to you by PENN. Let the battle begin. Mako, you'll find them where the fish are. Bass Pro Shops and Cabelas, your adventure starts here. Mercury Marine, go boldly. We'll be right back.
With Dolphin in the immediate area, Carl Grassi and I deployed a pair of weedless ballyhoo on the hope of boating some more. We're trolling off Marathon in the Florida Keys. So with 2 dolphin in the Mark VI, we continued on spot trolling, found a couple more birds, worked our way over to that area, and sure enough, boom, we're on again. More dolphin.
There we go. We got. Oh, come on, friend.
This time, we had the pleasant surprise. After I cranked my fish alongside the boat, here comes the school.
This guy looks like he'd be a releaser.
He's got friends. I got friends over here,
Yeah,
George.
I got friends. One came around here.
So
grab a spinner, a hook, a piece
grab
of
a pop.
cut bait.
When you get into these schools of dolphin, it's like controlled chaos because these fish fight like crazy, and then when you bring them in the boat, they go even crazier. So you have blood going everywhere. You don't really know who's catching what, but you hear all the noises, you hear the drags going off, so you know there's a lot of action going on.
Still got the fish around us?
Oh, there's about 40.
Oh, well, I got to come on this side for the party then. Whoa.
You just jump right in the boat. Ready? Come on, let's see if you can do that.
Shouldn't take long. Here they come. Whoop, there it goes.
Oh, you were doing great until you caught the cooler there, buddy. Oh, he's trying to jump out at us.
How's it going back there? I see bent rods. It's all good up here.
And this was the traditional, perfect dolphin school that stayed with the boat. These weren't fish that were just hurried along and just racing. They stayed with us. So I kept my trolled fish hooked up and in the water to keep the school around. So I had one in a troll hooked up in a gunnel, grabbed the spinner, threw a Rapala twitching mullet bait.
George had one that he switched out with some larger hooks, which is kind of good because that way you can still target the smaller schoolie fish, and if a big bull or cow comes in with those big J hooks, you're going to hook one and it's going to stick.
Makes you think, George, wouldn't there be a blue in here?
You would think so.
I'm telling you. All right, flipping time.
You still see the fish around your side?
This one's not a bad size. It's a keeper.
Any others with him?
He's got no friends because he's been going crazy, but he's 22 maybe.
Mine's getting picked up now. I just got picked on the valley.
So we had a decision to make. Stay in the troll, do this all day long. I mean, we had a box full of nice dolphin, or switch up to plan number 2 to chase the blackfins at the hump. So that was an easy decision.
When you get out to the hump there's people fishing all different ways. So one of the ways we're going to fish on this particular one is drift. With the SIMRAD C-Map Reveal, you can see all the crevices on the bottom and all the contours. But having all these electronics that tell you and show you where everything's at, it gives you a whole new perspective of the water quality. Why is the water ripping over here 2-foot seas bigger than where you're fishing on this other side of the hump? All because of upwelling and current.
I'm looking at, we're sitting here 2.9, 3.0. It's a fast drift.
Oh yeah, we got the current and the wind pretty much going the same direction, just pushing us along.
And this is where the squid come along, because you imagine a squid down there look like it's trolling, 250 feet down, 2 to 3 knots.
Let's see what happens.
All right, I'm down here too, let's see.
People love to come out here and catch these blackfin tuna. Again, great sushi, sashimi, grilled, you name it. Plus on top of it all, they're excellent fighting fish.
Oh, good run. You got a ways where I bring this guy up.
What's taking you so long?
Huh?
What's taking so long?
We had a real serious speed current there. George wanted to try a squid because he felt that would look more natural in the water to where the bait may be swimming a little funky because of the current. Took George's advice, I put a squid on the middle rod, and then all of a sudden, rod goes off, squid rod being the first one.
What happened there, George?
The squid got hit. I just put the rod, got it set out for about maybe 30 seconds. I walked away from it, bends over, line smoking off.
That's
and
good.
This was a squid.
All right.
We had this incredibly fast drift. It's like 4 to 4.5 miles an hour. I think the live baits are tough pulling that fast, so I put a squid on. This squid 300-400 feet down, smoking pretty good.
Feel like the right kind of fish, George? You feel like a tuna?
He does.
All right, good.
Typically we would fish live pinfish, but in that case at 3 knots, those baits would be airplanes spinning down there. So one trick, and deadly effective when you have a fast drift, say 2 knots to 3 knots or so, is you take a squid. You take that circle hook, hook the squid onto that circle hook, and you send a squid down, and you position that at various depths. Now, when that boat starts drifting, here comes these squids drifting over the hump at the speed like they're trolling. It looks like natural squid fleeing. And let me tell you what, the blackfins crush them.
He's coming now.
So far, we've still got a long ways to go.
All right, cool, cool. Grab the gaff.
Weight coming up, it looks
All right,
like.
tip it over my head here.
You got the gaff?
Good, go. Got some color, looks nice.
Now we know there's some predators down there, so he's putting some heat on it. George reels it in, stick the gaff in it. Nice keeper tuna. I would say probably almost 8, 9, 10 pounds. A nice fish.
Look at that. Look at that hook's right where it need to be.
Fast drift, you just got to dial it in with the baits.
That's
That's
it.
going to work for you.
Little change up.
Hold that if you wouldn't mind. Thank you so much.
I was able to get my blackfin up. Carl gaffed it, decent sized blackfin in the boat, perfect, no sharks. One of my favorite attractions in Marathon is the Florida Keys Aquarium Encounters. And any spare time that I have, I make it a point to go over there. This is a rather unique environment to come in and see a number of Florida Keys water life and species that are here, from inshore to even offshore. There's lobsters, stingrays, barracudas. If you have kids, it's the perfect place. They're gonna love it. All the different fish to see in these aquariums. They've got like a little backcountry exhibit where you walk around mangrove islands and you could see fish in these little tidal creeks. In addition, you could arrange in the other large aquarium to have snorkeling expeditions, or you could even scuba dive in there based on your level of experience. Again, in Marathon, the Florida Keys Aquarium Encounters, I highly recommend that you take some time and see this place. It is without a doubt a rather unique and definitely a worthy place to spend some time.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly being brought to you by SIMRAD, the new SIMRAD NSS Evo 3S chart plotter. The best just got better. Rapala Coastal, another great day. Suffolk's, always use the best line. Starbright Boat Care Products, blending technology and performance since 1973. We'll be right back.
Blackfin tuna are stacking on the hump off Marathon in the Florida Keys. Unfortunately, so are the sharks. Carl Grassi and I are drifting squid on deep rods for the tuna.
Got some strength on him, Carl. Good bend.
It feels good.
We hooked that fish right on the crown, right on top of the hump.
Seems to be where they're hanging out right now.
Let me know when you get fairly close, would you?
I'm getting pretty close.
All right, let me come up there then and give you a hand.
A little bit. It's coming.
Oh, he's dark. You got a blackfin, okay?
Yeah.
So it seems like we figured out that the tuna are eating the squid. The depth range seems to be about 80 to 150 feet. So as long as you're in that zone, it looks like you're gonna be good. I'm fighting by fish, get it up. George gaffs it, nice size fish, a little smaller than George's, but now we're getting them, so it's looking pretty promising that we're gonna get some tuna today.
All right.
He ate
nice.
that big squid?
He had a big squid, about 80 feet down.
Circle
Hook.
hook.
Look at that. Nice one.
Could see some, might be some sushi in our future.
Yes, sir. They are good eating. All right.
The other trick to fishing a hump is to analyze your drifts. I pulled up the CMAP reveal chart by SIMRAD. So when you get up current of the hump, you put on your track. They'll show you how you effectively come across the certain points. If you mark fish on your SIMRAD fish finder and you hook up, when you make another drift, you want to duplicate that drift and come over your same line. So very effective in knowing where you're getting the bites or where you're not and what part of that hump that you're covering.
One. Go, 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 go. All right, you're on. Get that circle hook in him. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, shaking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm on out too with a spinner.
A spinner.
With a squid on it. Oh, this ain't gonna be good.
On the next drift, once we had the deep rod set, I took a PENN 4500 Spinfisher 6 reel, had a 20-pound test, Suffolk's 832 braid. I put a squid on, put that rod in the holder, I forgot about it, just watching the rod tips on the other ones.
Who brought that guy to the party?
I don't know, but I had a deep rod I gotta worry about here too. I might move this more.
I might need you to get a weight here in a second, George. Somebody's messing with this guy.
I think I just got sharked right now.
Yeah, somebody's messing with him. Get that weight.
Carl hooks up and he started to say something weird is going on down here. I seen something pushing this fish. He brings up, we look, a blackfin. Here it is, a blackfin, and here's a big shadow coming up behind it.
Oh, he's on. Look at a shark. Get down there. Look, he's seen this.
Told you somebody's messing with him. He's
Get him
messing
up,
with
get him
him.
up, get him. Oh.
It's a big silky shark. And it took a bite out of the blackfin, but that was it. It was just like playing with it and following it up. It wasn't aggressively trying to eat it. He would have had that fish a long time ago. It just goes to show you the size of these sharks that are here on the hump and how aggressive that they are. And here we are at a beautiful display of a big silky shark around the boat. Carl brought that blackfin in. Shark got a bite out of it, but we got the majority of it. It went in the box.
I can honestly say that the braid makes it a little bit easier to get him in because you don't get the stretch to the line. So you got a little head start on him. Not a bad blackfin until that guy bit him.
George's Tackle Locker. Brought to you by King Sailfish, the pioneer of catch and release mounts. Visit kingsailfish.com.
To catch more fish, it's essential to know where you're going and where you've been. On my SIMRAD chart plotter, the track feature is always activated. This shows my vessel's current position as well as a track of its path. One of the numerous ways this is beneficial for us is when drifting over deep offshore humps for blackfin tuna. In this image, SIMRAD CMAP Reveal Ultra High Resolution Bathymetric Chart shows our specific drift tracks over the Marathon Florida Keys hump. When we mark or score fish, we repeat the very same pass. If a drift yields nothing, we adjust to cover yet another portion of the structure. When offshore trolling, our SIMRAD tracks show our precise position and just how much ground we're actually covering. This might not seem like a big deal, but if you're trolling around 5 to 7 knots against an opposing current flowing 3 or 4 knots, like our Gulf Stream, not much real estate is being covered, as it would be trolling broad zigzag patterns in that general direction or with it. It's also excellent when trolling over bottom contours. And SIMRAD tracks promote the safe traveling through tight passes, inlets, and waterways, especially at night. Simply zoom in on a track you took heading out and stay right on it coming back in.
Mercury Performance Stats Marathon Florida Keys Offshore Fishing. Power, triple Mercury Verado 400 horsepower outboards. Speed, 38 miles per hour. Total miles, 118. Total fuel burned, 112 gallons. George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly being brought to you by Florida Keys and Key West. For more information, visit flakeys.com. ACR, the leader in marine safety electronics. Papa's Pilar Artesian Crafted Rum. Order yours today at papaspilar.com. Float On, the original aluminum immersible boat trailer. King Sailfish, the pioneer of catch and release mounts. Visit kingsailfish.com.
So the blackfin quest completely done, and it was quite the exciting time. Even though we had those sharks around, we had some blackfins. We got about 4 of them, and we decided, well, that's it. We got our tuna, we got dolphin. It was time to head back to the barn, and we just pointed a Mark 6 towards the Hyatt Ferro Blanco and came back in. One of the major conveniences of staying at the Hyatt Ferro Blanco is that everything is here. Your rooms, you walk right down to your boat. When Carl and I came back from fishing, you docked the boat, offloaded the fish, go right over to one of the fish cleaning tables. There's just something special at the end of a good fishing day where you and your buddy could offload your catch, enjoy a Papa's Pilar rum, and reminisce about the fishing action.
Well, all I can say is another great fishing trip has come to an end with my good buddy George, because we came down to the Florida Keys Marathon. We did exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to get into some dolphin. We did. Got some nice tuna on the hump.
When you have a good fishing buddy like Carl Grassi, we fished basically all the time. We've done some long Bahama runs. We've caught some major league fish. And to share some fishing time off a marathon, a favorite spot of his and mine, it was another outstanding trip. We set our goal to get some dolphin and blackfin tuna, and we accomplished that. Another excellent trip to marathon in fabulous Florida Keys with a fabulous fishing friend. If you'd like to keep up with our fishing adventures, please follow me on Instagram. I'm at George Poveromo. On Facebook, I'm at facebook.com/George.Poveromo. And you can view our episodes at any time on our YouTube channel, George Poveromo TV. We'll see you out on the water.